Alright, what's up world? Drunk Welshman here, and I'm back. Just spent a little bit of karma, basically increased my shooting ability and my use of shotguns. What's this on the ground? A large X formed by peeling... I don't think I should stand underneath that. Okay, well, whatever. Auntie Cheng, I'm home. And I totally do not obey all your orders because I'm stupid. This is gonna end badly. She's not gonna be happy. Of course, when is she? Kaini Cheng watches you closely as you walk across the Mahjong parlor. As you approach, her lieutenant leans in, brings her mouth close to the triad boss's ear. Cheng smiles and nods, her eyes never leaving you. Her rusty voice rolls from somewhere deep. I've heard from Bao. He got my message. Very clearly. But he also says there was bloodshed, and I specifically told you to let them live. Her button eyes are like tiny lumps of coal. I'm disappointed. I don't know which one to pick. That sounds like, you know what, I'm gonna just own it. I was feeling homicidal. I get that way sometimes. You screwed up, plain and simple. Connie begins stacking Mahjong tiles. Nonetheless, I expected you to be a bit sloppy. It's partly why I sent you. What? Part of the message that was on that stick. She eyes you closely. And part was the messenger. Bao didn't rate sending real Shadowrunners to deal with him. Your sloppy handling of the job helped prove my point. Guess I'll be sarcastic. Good to be of service. Kindly Cheng stares at you a moment, reviewing your tone. My message was delivered, and Strangler Bao is back in the fold, earning for me. As far as I'm concerned, our transaction is complete. While you were gone, I set the wheels in motion to wipe your identities. She pulls out her PDA, stabs a button with a lacquered fingernail. The order has been sent. Congratulations, you are now sinless. Shadow people. Wu exhales heavily. His eyes remain focused straight ahead, but his shoulders sag. I guess that's done. Yeah, I guess so. But I'm not. Wu pulls himself upright to his full height. Whoever gave the kill order on Carter also forced us to give up our identities, and took Raymond. Wu sets his jaw firm. That's all I could think about, finding who did this, finding Ray. Kindly Cheng holds up her hand. While I was working to get your sins burned, I also had my network look into Raymond Black's disappearance. I've been thinking about what you told me earlier, and I agree. She eyes the room carefully and leans in. I can't just let this lie. Someone killed my runners. It would be a sign of weakness to Yo, Lotus, and the others if I do nothing. She rests her PDA on the Mahjong table facing you. The Triad's boss's tongue slips from her mouth as she looks over the top, hunting for the right button on its upside-down interface. She finds it and looks up at you again. I have news to share with you, my darlings. The kind you won't like. Why do I get the feeling you like sharing it with us, though? Raymond Black is dead. She taps the button and a recorded newscast appears on the screen. Raymond's photograph appears on the scene behind a reporter standing on the docks in Victoria Harbor. It's a picture you've seen before, a professional portrait taken for a press release about a youth center he was opening in the Redmond Barrens. On Uncle Raymond's photos, under Raymond's photos are the words, Seattle man killed. Another shooting involving the police department. Are we in Illinois? A Seattle community organizer and industrial engineer was apparently shot and killed while resisting arrest at Victoria Harbor last night. Man, do not be someone that isn't a police officer in Victoria Harbor in Hong Kong, apparently. HKPF police report that the UCAS man, Raymond Black, was behaving erratically and would not respond to police orders to surrender. No additional information regarding Black or why he was traveling to Hong Kong are available. Police have stated that due to the shooting's proximity to last night's shootout with the White Star, The investigation must remain confidential and no other details being revealed at this time. I smell cover-up. Kindly Chang taps the button again and the video closes. Excuse me. Wu puts his hands to his face. This just keeps getting worse. This definitely isn't getting any better. Raymond's dead. Yes, Captain Obvious. Wu puts his hand over his mouth, trying to process the information. He sways for a moment, as if it looks as if he's going to pass out. Really, Duncan? Isabel reaches out to touch Wu, thinks better of it, and pulls back her hand. Sorry for your loss. I never had a father, so I don't know what it's like to lose one, but sorry. Raymond dies the same night we're ambushed? That's no coincidence. No fucking way. Kindly taps the video closed. She hunts around the keypad and selects another button. I'm afraid that's not all, my darlings. This is a security footage from Victoria Harbor from last night. You'll find it contains a contradiction. The PDA shows silent, grainy footage of Raymond sitting in a tea shop flanked by 2 guards. He's looking down at something in his hand, completely distracted. The footage continues and the camera displays several black-clad figures entering its field of view from different angles, guns ready. A tall, sharply dressed man in a suit walks briskly towards Raymond, flanked by 2 more. Raymond stands to face him and the camera gets a clear view of the suit's face, white plastic. His guards turn to draw weapons and muzzle flashes erupt from all sides. One of Raymond's guards goes down and his submachine gun fires wildly, hitting the camera. Wu puts his hand on the table and leans in. Those weren't cops, and Raymond wasn't resisting arrest. What's with that guy's face? Goblet reaches up to stroke the rat perched on her shoulder. Is that a mask? It doesn't look like a mask. It looks like some sort of semi-rigid plastic implant. Real craftsmanship. Real craftsmanship to make you look like a doll, but okay. She pushes out her lower lip in appreciation. Quite the fashion accessory. Must be Lady Gaga. It's also the kind of fashion accessory that stands out in a crowd. This guy's either a fool or an arrogant son of a bitch. He sets his jaw firm. Either way, I'm gonna find him. Kindly Cheng watches Wu intently. I believe you. Wu stands back and turns to you. What now? We find the plastic-faced man, drag him someplace private, make him dig his own hole, and then we fill it. Cheng's eyes sparkle. I like the way you think. That's exactly what I would do. But how? I'm afraid there are some facts you're going to have to face. She puts on a grey face. You're alone in this country. No network, no money, no identity. I can protect you from the police, but how would you go about discovering what happened to Raymond without me? How would you survive? Kindly wipes her hand across a stack of tiles, spreading the ivory-colored pieces across the table. You've had a very long night, my sweets. Very long. And frankly, you all look like shit. Rest now. I promise you safety in my town for the night. We'll talk about Plastic-Faced Man tomorrow. The PFM. Kindly gestures to Goblet and Isabel. Ladies, go find our new friends a place to bed down in that rat nest squat boat you call home. We'll all talk after you slept. Figure out our next steps together. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. I guess she would appreciate. I just worry that Auntie's too familiar with her. Thank you for your help, Auntie. Of course, my sweet. I guess she likes it. Kindly Cheng smiles when her black button eyes flash cold. What are friends for? Yo, that's a terrifying sentiment coming from her. Alright. I be getting of the sleeps now. Really? We hang out on the container ship? Okay. You two can bunk here for a while. She nods with her nose towards a hatch. The head's over there for you to take care of your necessities. It may look communal, but try to knock before you enter. I don't get it. Wait, if okay. I must be thinking the wrong definition of communal. Seriously. You know, I know the drill. Wu turns to you. Stinks of fish, just like the place we squatted at Leary Avenue back when we were kids. The one with the Atslan family and their dog. You hated that dog. He kept digging out of my food stash no matter where I hid it. He'd find it and scarf down a week's worth of grub. He wipes his nose with a gloved hand. Still, it was sad what happened to him and the family. No one should go out that way. He stretches and his spine pops like a handful of firecrackers. Haha, firecrackers joke while in China. I think I've been up for something like 36 hours straight. He drops his arm. And this has been one shit stain of a day. Time to end it. The orc turns to you, raises an eyebrow. Anything you need to leave anything you need before I leave you to it? How'd you get your hands on this place? How do people like us get our hands on anything? We found it. Oh, you found it. You're going on report. You found it empty? He sweeps his eye across the cabin, the doubt is plain on his face. Somebody abandoned a somebody abandoned a prime piece of real estate like this? She shrugs. Close enough. It was full of BTL junkies when we came across it. They were completely wigged out on some multiplayer cyber game. Not sure why they ever chipped out of it. I don't get it though. If they, whatever. Why would they? If they were wigging out, why would they ever chip out of it? So, but they probably didn't. Then I don't know. Whatever. They were completely emaciated, stewing in piles of their own shit. Their eyes had sunk back into their skulls. Pretty gruesome stuff. They racked up a killer score, though. True, they had the moves. This is so weird. Should have hung an IV while they were playing, though. Turns out nutrition's important. So what happened? Did they die? She shrugs. Nightjar ran him out. Not sure what happened to him after that. Anyway, it's ours now. Auntie Cheng says so. All but the engine room, you mean? Alright, everything but that. Auntie rented it out from under us. That must have pissed you off. She shrugs. Whatever, we weren't using it. As long as our downstairs neighbor keeps to himself, he can have the lower level. Especially if he keeps Auntie Cheng happy. I'm just gonna grab some sack time. Good, you look like you could use it. We'll go see Kylie in the morning, figure out our next move. I thought this is where I was supposed to crash, but okay. So let's see, I don't need you. I'll keep all that, confirm. Betty bye time. The dream is suffocating, the shifting tunnel of glass and steel, the towering silhouette of dark majesty, the shadowy doorway, and the teeth. They snap at your heels as you claw your way back to consciousness. You open your eyes to Duncan looming over you. He shakes your shoulder roughly. Pink! Come on, Pink, wake up. We gotta talk to Kindly. The others already left. Was I drooling? He lets go of your shoulder and smirks. You're sucking your thumb pretty hard. I miss my blanket. He looks around at the room. Yeah, I miss a lot of things. And he cocks a thumb at the hatch. We gotta go. I've been trying to wake you for a while now. You're thrashing around in your sleep. I think let's get going. I don't want to keep a mob boss waiting. My thinking too. I'm good to go. From the expression on his face, he doesn't look good to go. You look kind of raw, dude. Didn't sleep well. Bad dream. What about? I never remember my dreams all that well. It was probably motion sickness, not used to sleeping on a boat. I woke up a little while ago and hit the head, and I came back and woke you. We should go. Yeah, no sweat. Don't you mean no sweat? Anyway. He stretches his shoulders. Today better be a step up from yesterday, Pink. Nothing's gone right since we stepped foot in this country. I hear you. Think about it. That stand from the cops on the newscast could be fake. Ours was. And that surveillance footage? We never saw Raymond get shot. That camera was hit by stray gunfire. His passion intense, but contained. Focus. Raymond's alive, Pink. I know it. You make a good case, Officer Wu. He smiles. His teeth are white and straight and perfect. He's an orc. How is that? Anyway. Should have been a detective instead of a headbuster, right? His smile fades. God, I feel like I'm 12 years old again, squatting on a stinking trawler. My partner's gone. Raymond's gone. Hell, I'm gone. I don't even have a name anymore. Sure you do. Your name's Gun Show. And now I even have to go to sleep and hide from it all without having a nightmare. His jaw tightens and his teeth grind so loud you can hear it. What else is going to be taken away from me? Well, not your virginity with that attitude. You still have that piercing you got in Tacoma? I had to drop that. Hygiene issues. What the fuck was pierced? Wu struggles to smile. He fails. What the hell did we fall into, Pink? I mean, what's coming next? Isn't it obvious? Look around. We're sinless, living in the shadows, dealing with criminals. Wu was silent for a moment. All you get is a blank expression. Man, he's really a straight edge. You're thinking of becoming a Shadowrunner. He says it without judgment, just a statement of fact. What do you think that jaunt under the walled city was? Crosses his arms, considering. It was a test. The Tri-One was testing us. Shadowrunners. Oh man, I have to think about this. Don't think too hard, you'll blow a gasket. He shakes his head slowly, lets out a groan. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a cop. And I want a pony, but we play the cards we're dealt. He drops his hands to his hip and takes a couple of deep breaths. That's right. That's right. It's like Ray always said. Shut up, Duncan, and let Pink do the talking. He chuckles finally. I don't remember Raymond saying that. He said it underneath his breath. A lot. Don't mess with me, woman. You know I've got anger management issues. He checks his watch. Goblet and Isobel left a while ago. We should get going too. See what that triad lady has to say. And with that, I'm going to call that a stopping point. Because the soup I had this morning is really messing with me, and I'm starting to get out of breath because I'm... Anyway, I'll spare you the details. We're ending the video there. I'll see you around.